Hey everyone, Ben Oberg here. In this video, it's going to be very different than probably what you expected. I'm going to talk about all of the failures, all of the times where I lost immense amounts of money, all of the times where nobody believed in me, all of the times where I was completely alone, all of the times where I had to figure out things myself. And along the way, I think that you're going to go along through this video. There's going to be times that you laugh. There's going to be times when you go, oh my gosh, I'm going through that right now. Oh my gosh, so somebody else was in the same position as me. Look, I get it, guys, so I'm just going to get right into it and share with you my story because it's only been in the last couple years that I have been able to live the life that I have now and make the money that I really actually want to be making and have true freedom absent of debt. But it wasn't always like that. You know, I grew up in a middle-class family. My mom had a plethora of different jobs. My dad was a police officer and a former Marine as well. And when I was about 15, 16 years old, they got divorced. And you know, it probably would have been harder on people and kids if it was a lot younger. But for me, the position it put me in was I had to work. Ever since I was about 13 years old, I had a job. All right, ever since I was 13. When I was 13, I was scraping out the inside of trailers and washing them and putting in bed liners and trucks. By the time I was 15, I was pressure washing people's driveways and houses and mowing their lawns and stuff. By the time I was 16, I was going to, obviously high school, but I was also working about 30 hours a week at a job as a cook at a farmer's market. And this is when my parents were going through their divorce, but I really had to start working extremely hard. And so that's when things started to get pretty tough for me when I was about 15, 16 years old, because I'm now 16, I've just gotten a vehicle, I'm going to school trying to be a kid, but at the same time, mom and dad are going through a divorce, and I'm also doing Running Start, trying to get that going. Don't know if I'm going to go to college or yet, and I didn't actually obviously end up going to college. You guys probably know that by now. But I'm working 30 hours a week. I'm going to school. I'm trying to do Running Start. I'm trying to be a kid and still hang out and play sports and things like that. But I'm finding myself doing the work that I was already doing, plus doing the work that my dad would do around the house, and now he's not necessarily there. And my dad's awesome, by the way. Both my parents are awesome. But during that time, I had to hunker down and do two people's chores with just my own self, and go to school and try to be a kid and still work and put food on the table and be able to pay for my gas and all that stuff. So it kind of started young. It instilled in me work ethic, discipline. If you want something, at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you to go ahead and do it. And as I continued through high school, I really realized that most of what I was being taught, complete bullshit. Irrational roots, imaginary numbers, want me to do PE even though I play 3 sports and I'm in really good shape. And I'm like, this is just bullshit. And that really deterred me from wanting to go to college, because up to that point, everything that I had learned that was worthy or notable was through mentors, was through like the 80, the 90-year-old people that had really gone out and lived it and experienced it and were professional at a particular skill firsthand. So I didn't go to college, and I ended up living in my mom's basement for 2-3 months. Let's see, it was like winter of 2012 all the way into January, February of 2013. And I'm at the point where I'm trying to decide, look, I can go to college and I can get all the student loans, and it looks like I added up $140,000, $150,000 worth of loans, and that makes no sense to me because I don't have an income. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So what can I do? And I actually ended up getting a job. Jack Carroll's Skagit Hyundai in Burlington, Washington. It's funny, actually, this book that I carry with me. It's got my schedule in it. It's got, my weekly plans, my monthly plans, my yearly plans, my business projections. I think we're going to do about 5 million this year, somewhere in there. It's got basically my life in this journal. And my life was in this journal the whole time, all 4 years I was working at Hyundai, and I continue to carry it with me now because to me it signifies this was the time where a lot of the learning happened for me. This was like a threshold for me. This was a milestone to cross. This was a point in my life where I learned so much that helped to put me in the position that I'm in today. I met the right people, I grew the right skills, I learned so many different things. And so when I was 19, I got a job as a sales consultant at Hyundai in Northwest Washington State. That's where I was living at the time. And I just learned how to have product knowledge, how to build rapport, how to meet and greet customers, how to establish common ground, how to build trust, and then how to sell and word tracks and sales presentations and product knowledge and walk-arounds and finance and all of this stuff. And I really started learning. But here's the thing, is like I loved, and that job was an absolute blessing. I'm still extremely good friends with my sales manager. The guy's like a second dad to me, really. And I think he thinks of me as a son as well, because he doesn't have kids. He never had kids, but I think he thinks of me that way, and we're really close. So, I owe a lot of my success to him. His name is Tom Simmons. I've had a lot of great Toms in my life. There was another Tom Parr. He actually taught me how to work on cars and build engines, something that I'm extremely passionate about. And that's why I do all this, the Millionaire Mafia and the entrepreneurial stuff and the Instagram. We'll talk about Instagram in a sec, because Instagram is ultimately what's put me in this position and what will help to position you as well. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Tom was my first mentor at the age of 13, and he taught me how to build engines and work on cars, and really to understand, and this transfers into business as well, to really understand why you are doing something, and if you change a particular part of a machine, a business is a machine, how it will affect the rest of the chain, the rest of all the other moving parts in there, and whether that change is good or bad, and how you can fix that change, and understanding why. This is very important. And he was a mentor from when I was about 13 till I was 22. He actually passed away actually today, 4 years ago. And anyways, I went into sales where I met another Tom Simmons, who ended up being my sales manager, trained me very well, and best friends with him today. That really set the stage for where I'm at now. But as I got in there, a couple years in, it's fun, it's exciting. I'm 21 and I'm making a little over $100,000 a year. I'm 20 making $100,000 a year. But I got to the point where I was like, look, I want to do something for myself. I really want to do something for myself. I want to be able to start my own business. I always had that. I always wanted to start my own business. I'm going to put this pen down. I don't need it. And I'm like, at some point I will. I just don't know what. I don't know how. And I don't know how to take that first step. I didn't go to college, and I thought that was a crutch or like a disadvantage. It was a major advantage not going to college. So I started to do what I could where I was with what I had. And those were words that Les Brown had said. I'd listen to motivation every day, on the way to work, on the way home, every day. But I am working, I'm grinding, I'm slaving, I'm the first there. I'm the last to leave at that dealership every single day. I'm the top sales consultant, but I have no life. At the time, I have a girlfriend, I have 2 dogs, which I still have 2 dogs, actually 3 now. They're both asleep lying over here because they're used to me talking so much. And I have all these bills. So I'm sitting here, I'm 21-year-old Ben. I'm trying to start my first business. I've got skill with welding and metal fabrication and stuff like that. So I do what I can where I am with what I have. I start making parts for motorcycles. I start this business called Vulcan Customs. Don't make any money with it for 4 months. I'm working about 60 hours per week at the dealership, and then I'm up till 2, 3 a.m. trying to perfect my welds, trying to do metal fabrication even better and more artistically, and really getting my products out there, learning SEO, learning how to build a website, learning Instagram. This is where Instagram got started. You're going to hear about that. And that was November 5th of 2015 that I start that business. I go in February 2016 to do my accounting. I tell my CPA, hey, I started a business. He goes, well, how much money did you make? Well, I did, 106 whatever at Hyundai, and then I haven't made anything with this. And he took his glasses off and he just leans forward and goes, you started a business 4 months ago and you haven't made any fucking money with it? I said, yeah, I haven't made any money with it. I'm trying to figure it out. Looked at me like I was crazy. His tone, everything, his expression said, you're fucking crazy, kid. 4 months, you haven't made a dime, you should just quit. A week after that, sales start rolling in on Instagram. I start making money with my business through Instagram. People are finding my products, they're seeing my content on Instagram. And this is now late February 2016. I do about $3,000 in sales in the last week of February. I'm sitting here going, holy fuck, I don't even know Instagram very well yet. And I have no fucking idea what I'm doing there. I can weld, I can do this stuff, but I don't really know the whole social media thing. So that instilled in me, find out more about Instagram. So I continue to work 63 hours a week at Hyundai. I continue to be the top guy, but it's nagging me inside. I gotta go. And over the next 6-8 months, I'm becoming increasingly depressed with going to work. I'm seeing, the lifestyle videos, the people with the Lamborghinis and the cars, the typical clickbait shit. I'm seeing that. I want that. I want that. And so I start getting thirstier. This guy named Aaron Hubbard that's working at the dealership at the time. He's never selling cars. The guy's selling, Aaron, if you're watching this, he's selling 6, maybe 8 cars a month. I'm doing 18, 20, 25, 28. And he's always on his phone, always on his computer. What are you doing, man? I'm building my online business. I'm like, okay, but what the fuck is online business? You want one of those MLMs, one of those things? And he's like, no, dude, like I'm trying to do this, and here's what I do and all this stuff. And I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. I'm starting to listen to him. And so he kind of plugs in my ear, there's a way to make money online. There's a way to do this. So I continue focusing. I continue plugging away at Instagram. And one of the first things that I sort of get involved in is this company called Empower Network, okay? Empower Network, it was an MLM company. They're no longer in business. It didn't work out. But one of the things that I remember from Empower Network is, I'm still here as a salesman. I'm at the point now where I'm 21. I've started my first business. I'm making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month gross, but I'm literally working 60 hours a week at Hyundai, 40 hours at home, and netting out of that 4,000, maybe 1,500. So I'm still getting nowhere. And I'm going through this training that Empower Network had, which was very good. And it's talking about picture your dream life. What car would that be? Where would you be living? What would your house look like? Would it be one of those modern ones? Would it be, on the ocean? Would it be in the mountains? What type of foods would you eat? Would you live a healthy lifestyle? Would you want to surf and be at the ocean, or would you rather be skiing? Would you be inside? All that stuff. And so what would the cost be of that house, of that car, of that lifestyle? How much you want to put away? What's funny is they had a calculator. I couldn't get the calculator to go high enough, which now tells me the mindset of that company was way low. But I couldn't get the calculator to go high enough, and I carry this with me today. What it did is it had you print out a check. Once you figured out, what that life would look like and how much money you need for that, I couldn't get the calculator to go high enough. The highest I could get it to go was $39,130. That's the highest I could get it to go, $39,130. And I keep this with me. This was printed out 4 years ago, 5 years ago probably, as I'm recording this video. And fast forward, maybe 2-3 years after this was printed out, probably 2 years, I made $40,000 a month. And when I did that, I looked back at this, because at the time I went, that's like the average income in 1 year in the United States, like $47,000 with a college degree. And I'm like, I didn't go to college, and this is $39,130 per month. And then I did that in 1 month. And at the time, I was like, in my head, I'm like, there's no way, I can't do that, But that's a fraction of what I get to do now. So I'm telling you guys that no matter what your financial struggles are, no matter where you're at in the world, no matter if you're a woman, a man, a boy, a girl, a divorced husband, a divorced wife, whether your parents give a fuck or not, they believe in you or not, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, lesbian, gay, transgender, it doesn't fucking matter, okay? You can do anything that you want. And now I want to share with you, the process of what I went through to get to where I'm at now. Because if you can imagine, my back was already up against the wall. So in June of 2016, I'm now about 10 months into trying to figure out Instagram, all right? I'm focusing a little bit less on metal fabrication. I'm still at the dealership 60 hours a week, okay? But I am trying to figure out how to finally go. I'm depressed. I don't like, come on, I'm waking up at 8 a.m. I'm going to bed at 4 a.m. I'm going to the dealership, I'm getting the coffee, the iced vanilla latte or the Earl Grey tea or whatever on the way to work. I'm the first there. I'm opening up the dealership. I'm opening up all the cars. I'm closing all the deals. I'm going home. I'm eating in the shower because I wanted that much more time to be able to work on my stuff. I have no furniture because I can't afford it. I have car payments. I have dogs. I have a girlfriend at the time that I'm supporting, and at the time, you know, and no discredit to her whatsoever, but it also put me in a really, it also put me in like a really emotionally hard situation to not have support because I'm not normal, or I've got these far-fetched ideas and all this stuff and it's not real, and she didn't want that life. And so it put a major stress on our relationship, and I was always feeling guilty about doing this. Always feeling guilty. And you shouldn't ever have to feel that way. If you feel that way about what you're doing and what you're doing is ethical, you're in the wrong fucking relationship. And so I had to deal with that at the time, and I'm trying to have a relationship and I'm trying to do this, and you know, it just wasn't working, and I'm feeling depressed, and I'm still going, and now a job that I once loved, I hate, and I want to get out, and I want to do my thing, and I want to make my own money, and I want to be my own boss, and I want to do it in my own way, and I want to help people, and I want to be at the top, and I want to climb to the top in my own way, doing my own thing, on my own time, whenever I want, wherever I want, with whoever I want. And in June of 2016, I've been about 10 months, 103 hours a week into trying to figure out Instagram. I make $27. And for those of you watching this, you'd be like, hey, 10 months and you made $27, like that's a fucking joke. But for me, it was like, that's the first time I've ever truly made money online without like a physical product or something like that for myself, without somebody else's system or some sort of bullshit. And it told me if one person will pay me $27, and at the time there were 500 million people on Instagram. Now there's over 1 billion, well into the billions. There's more people that will pay me that. There's more people that have my money, right? And so I go after it more, I go after it more, I go after it more. A couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. November 4th, 2016, I quit. I finally quit. I am so fed up. It wasn't because I was making money yet, because I really wasn't. Making a couple $100 a month, period, on my own. It was because I was so depressed that I had to go. I gotta go. Ben's gotta go. So I leave. And that first month, this coffee table was the only table that I had in my house, actually. It's the only piece of furniture I had in my house. I sat on my living room floor, carpet living room floor at the time, put my laptop here, put my feet underneath this coffee table here, and I was just, anything, scratching, clawing, scraping, anything that I could do to make money. And so I started teaching Instagram, and I started selling shout outs, and I started selling accounts, and I started doing affiliate marketing, and I started doing consulting, and I started selling my own products, and I started selling other products, and I started doing e-commerce on Instagram, and I started campaigns, and I started influencer marketing, I started working with brands, I started collaborating with influencers, I started doing content creation, I started doing logos, usernames, I started doing all of these different things that I continue to discover. Growth strategies, monetization strategies on Instagram. And that first month, I had no money in the bank. I had about a $2,100 mortgage. I had about $600 in car payments, about $1,500 of other bills. I had about $4,000, $4,500 a month going out. And I had no money in the bank. I made $12,753 that first month. So here I am feeling like, okay, I can make it. I can do it. Second month, I do $22,000. It's Christmas of 2016. I'm sitting at about $20,000 at that point. I get an email from PayPal. You're done. We're off. You can't use PayPal anymore. I said, why? Well, because it's not normal for you to go from nothing to $22,000 in a month. I said, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm trying to figure things out. I'm starting to see success. It wasn't this. It's been years of this. It's been years of this whole process to get here. I was trying to pay my mortgage. PayPal held all my money. That's how I was getting paid. So my mortgage bounced. And on Christmas of 2016, I literally had $13 in my bank account and I stocked up on top ramen. I remember going to QFC, the local grocery store in Stanwood, Washington, and just getting tons of top ramen, because that was the most I could get for the $13 that I had, just to make sure I had food. And I had enough to feed my dogs, not top ramen, I had like dog food, but that was it. So here I am going, I just keep getting beaten down. I've gotten through this milestone. I figured out what's making me money now. I went from, divorced parents, having a full-time basically job since I was 13 years old, and giving up some of the, being a kid stuff early, to not going to college, to working for somebody else and having success with it. Now trying to do it on my own, just getting beaten down. And, that of course didn't feel very good. And I'm still dealing with relationship that's not supportive of what I'm doing and thinks I'm crazy and all that stuff. And so dealing with all that, parents, hey, just get a normal job. You're doing this too early. You're too young. You don't have enough experience yet. So I'm telling you, don't ever listen to that. Don't listen to the opinions of other people that don't have what you want. And I opened up another PayPal account. Just to keep going. And then finally in March of 2017, I decide to get a merchant account, an actual account that, I submit my business stuff to them and they go, okay, yes or no. And, finally they said yes. I had to submit maybe 35 different merchant accounts, literally 35 different merchant accounts, to finally get one yes. And finally I didn't have that problem anymore. So 2017 goes in and I do well with Instagram. I do, $400,000. 2018, I do $600,000 with Instagram alone, break 7 figures. I had the opportunity in 2018 to speak at Ty Lopez's house, work with his mastermind students, teach in his course. I had the same opportunity a month later to speak at the same event as Gary Vaynerchuk, and all because of Instagram. All right, Instagram was working for me, not Pinterest, not Twitter, not Google, not Tumblr, not LinkedIn, Instagram. And I think the reason Instagram was working for me is because I realized how to market in ways that many people didn't. I found a void, a hole that nobody was teaching in, that nobody was monetizing. And I saw this giant community over here on Facebook that I could just pull from and start teaching Instagram. And now I think people are realizing that social media is a huge way to make money. And we're seeing people come in that are 66, 67 years old that we're working with and training and mentoring, that are now producing full-time business income online and with Instagram without working full-time. We're seeing kids. I had an 11-year-old from Australia that started learning Instagram, and she's killing it. I've seen an 83-year-old rancher from Texas making money. People in Hawaii, people in Switzerland. Pascal Kresick did $340,000. Thor Arsan, Leo Ahmad. There's so many people that are killing it in this game now. Whether they're influencers or personal brands or e-commerce with Shopify stores, affiliate marketing, CPA offers, it doesn't matter. And there's a huge opportunity there, all because of Instagram. So you might have already registered for the webinar. So if you have registered for the Instagram webinar that I'm going to be teaching here really soon, make sure that you show up and that you are on that webinar. So if you've already registered, just make sure to show up, because it doesn't matter if you are trying to figure it out and you've failed to this point. If you've had shiny penny syndrome, going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing because the first thing didn't work, I get it. I've been there. I tried the MLMs. I tried the drop shipping on eBay. I tried Empower Network. I tried some stuff like Amway. I tried Shackley. I tried all these different things. I tried the make money online stuff. So if you felt stuck and you tried to go through it and you haven't had that breakthrough moment yet or that success, look, this is for you. If you're that stay-at-home mom, wants some extra income so you can stay at home and be with your kids more and have more income and more opportunities, this is for you. If you're the finance guy at the dealership that's like, look, I make 30 grand a month, but I'm working 80 hours a week at the dealership and I have no life, this is for you. If you're the person that's struggling to make ends meet, this is for you. If you're trying to figure out all of the income opportunities, all of the ways that you can generate income with Instagram, this is for you. If you failed to this point, this is for you. So if you've already registered for the webinar, you have the link. Just make sure to show up is all. If you have not registered for this free, it's 100% free, Instagram webinar, the biggest, best webinar training on Instagram, period, out there that anybody's doing, hands down, period, mic drop, okay, then there should be a link either popping up on this video or below in the description, depending on where you're watching it. Just make sure to click that link or type it in your browser, whatever, register for the webinar and be there, okay? So this should be, there's no reason this can't be your breakthrough moment, all right? So many people get skeptical about them make money online, but I think more and more people are waking up to college doesn't work. Mom and dad financially don't necessarily know what's best for me. It's not adding up. A $140,000 degree taught by professors that don't even make half of that per year, that are landing you a $47,000 per year job, an average apartment of $1,100, an average car payment of $523 a month, and having to make a choice whether you want health insurance or car insurance, and if you want to eat or have clothes on your back that month. This shit isn't working anymore. $1.5 trillion of student loan debt off the backs of 45 million college students. I'm not being political here, I'm being statistical here. It's not working. So I think we're waking up more and more to the things, the opportunities, the skills that actually are getting us ahead, absent of tens of thousands of dollars of debt. So I want to invite you to partake in that. I want to invite you to see the opportunity for yourself. It's completely free to you. So once again, if you already have the link and you did register, just make sure to show up, that's all. If you don't have the link, if you haven't registered for my Instagram Mastery webinar, it's an entirely free training. The link is either popping up on this video or it's below in the description. Just look for the link, okay? And register for the webinar and make sure that you're there. Guys, I really look forward to your success, and I'm just here to tell you that it can happen for you. It doesn't matter what your financial status is. It doesn't matter what your parents or family think or what your friends say. It doesn't matter your ethnic background, what country you're in, what language you speak. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just here to help you guys, and I'm telling you, look, I've made investments. I've made $30,000 investments that didn't pay off because I trusted the wrong people and I put my attention in the wrong things. I've had to go through hurdles financially and emotionally and with relationships, and obviously that relationship I talked about didn't end up following through. We discontinued that. That was a great decision there several years ago, and now I'm in a great relationship with my girlfriend Brittany, and we've been able to travel around the world. I just bought her a brand new Mustang and paid cash for it. That was awesome, and she absolutely loved it. We hosted that Facebook Live. It got several thousand views, and we've gone to Italy, Belize, Singapore, Bali, Thailand, Costa Rica, rode a motorcycle across the United States. Guys, it's about the freedom. It's about the freedom. There is no better freedom than to be able to make the money that you want to make, doing the thing that you love doing. That's what you need to do. The thing that you wake up and go, I want to do that. If there's that thing that you're like, I want to do that, all right, that's the thing that you should do. And if you can get paid to do that, which is what this training, this webinar is all about, that's what you should do. There's no better freedom than to make the money that you want to make in the way that you want to make it, doing the things that you love to do, and being able to have your business work for you. You don't work for it. Literally being able to leverage money. Where you leverage money, money doesn't leverage you. You don't slave for money, money slaves for you. And that's something extremely beautiful, and that's like the best freedom and feeling you can have in the world, because 93% of stress is induced by lack of money. So for people that say, oh, money is the root of all evil, or money doesn't matter, those are broke people saying money doesn't matter, all right? Money solves many problems. Money allows you to eat better. Money allows you to do things that attribute to having a better lifestyle. Money allows you to surround yourself with better environments, with better food, all right? Money allows you to position yourself in life to help other people, to give back, to create infrastructure, to create programs to help more people. No, money is not everything, but it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close. And to be able to give back to your family, give back to people. The only other feeling that I have that feels anywhere near as close as that is the feeling of riding a motorcycle down the road and not a single person on the highway, just you and the mountains and the sun about to set, and you just riding off in the distance, feeling the wind, hearing the drone of your Harley, and being able to think back and go, look, I did this, and because of Instagram, I'm able to live this life. So I'm inviting you to have an opportunity to do the same thing. Once again, if you're already registered for the webinar, just show up. And if you're not, click the button or the link that's popping up somewhere on this page. Get yourself registered for the Instagram Mastery webinar, free training teaching you the opportunity that I, Ben Oberg, will be hosting, and just make sure to register and show up. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch all of this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the webinar.
Bitch, we in the city on that hot shit. Looking for a biddy on that thot shit. Y'all ain't getting money, nigga, stop this. I be round the globe talking hot shit. I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it. I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it. I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it. I do my own stunts, Jackie Chan with it.